Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Echoes of Life podcast. Thank you guys for continuing to stop through every week, listening to the stories, and also taking some of the advice and the strategies that we are using on our journey of self discovery. Okay. Every week I learn something new. So I just want to come and share it with you guys. And thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, coming, and sharing anything. Okay. And you also can check us out on any of the platforms: YouTube, Spotify, any podcasting platforms, any of the social media platforms. When it comes to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we're all the same across all platforms. Echoes of Life podcast. Listen, guys, click like, subscribe, share with someone who may need some of this information. And as we share our stories on our journey of self discovery and healing, and how we become and still every day learning to become a better version of ourselves. Okay. So tonight, guys, we have a special guest that we have. I'm not gonna waste any time. We're just gonna get on in the studio. We have a special guest, guys. Her name is Yoshi, and she's coming from a place of resilience, triumph, trials. Actually, the name of the show is Trials, Triumphs, and Resilience. And I kind of got that name for her story because it's so powerful. I'm gonna let her share her story with you guys, and kind of tell you where she's at now. How did she get there, and how did she become? And I hope you guys take something from the journey. We all can learn from each other. So again, thank you guys for listening. And we have our special guest coming on, Miss Yoshi. And if you want to check her out on any of the platforms, you can check her out on Instagram. Her name is Yoshi on Instagram. But guys, check out her story. She has an amazing story. So listen in as we bring Yoshi in. I'm gonna get her out of the green room. Give me 1 second. And
I,
just to be clear, guys, before we just even let her tell y'all who she is, just to be clear, we're authentic on the show. We're real. So I don't have much to hide. I don't do a lot of editing. I don't have time for that because we want you to catch it real and we want you to catch it raw. So with no further ado, we want to introduce you to our special guest tonight, Miss Yoshi, and she
hey
share her
everybody.
story with us. Hey, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Sure.
Exactly, exactly. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just got through eating, so I'm good.
Oh, exactly, exactly. What was for dinner tonight?
Salmon bites and greens, mixed greens.
Salmon bites and Miss Smith. That sounds good. I had some pretty good dinner tonight myself. It was actually amazing, to be honest. I haven't had turkey breast probably in a long time. It was pretty juicy too. You
Oh,
guys should
well,
try. Yeah, pretty juicy. Try to get away from the chicken a little bit. Try turkey breast. It was pretty good.
yeah, I'm sick of chicken.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Yoshi, I gave them a little bit about who you is, and I didn't give them much because I want you to be able to share your story and be authentic and give them who you are, where you come from, and to give them the story. When we talk about trials, triumphs, and resilience, I want them to know, like the trials, and being triumphant. I don't want to get that misconstrued. It takes a whole lot of strength to be able to triumph through things, especially, we all have
Right,
different journeys, but especially when they're like health,
right,
and they're like marriages and your kids are probably in jail, or they're probably going through so much in the street, or they probably using drugs. Like those are different type of situations that draws a stronger version of ourselves, a stronger
right,
version. Yeah, so give us a little bit about who you are, where you from, and just tell us, give us something on your journey.
right. Well, once again, my name is Yoshi. How everybody doing? Um, my story is a story that comes from a place where if I knew better back then, I would have probably done a little better. Um, But the issue I'm having is kidney failure. It is very life changing. It's very shocking. You basically have to change everything about your habits, your eating, how much rest you get, and support from your loved ones, your family, your friends is very important. Is major. Removing stress from your life. Um, it started in 2023. Um, to where I didn't recognize the signs because I'm a busy person. I'm a single mom, so I work all the time. So I don't get enough rest as a single mother. So I'm just chopping it up, not ignoring all the signs and everything that came with it. And it took me down. It really took me down. I was in the hospital, I was in a coma. And for 3 weeks, during that period of time, I didn't know what was going on. I know my loved ones was praying for me and were there for me, but for me personally, I felt like I was dreaming, and I was dreaming a lot. But it was a time where everything went black, and when I came to after 3 weeks, I learned that I cold blew 3 times, so I really died, and they had to bring me back, which is bring me to the person that I am today. I never knew how strong and resilient I could be just to fight back to get back to health. Um, it was a long journey, and it's still a journey because I'm learning new things every day. I'm learning how to take care of myself. I'm learning how to actually deal with the issue at hand because it's life changing. You can't do what you normally do or go out and drink or whatever your recreation is. You can't do that. Not with the illness that I do have. Um, some days are better than others. Some days I cramp. Some days I don't have an appetite. Some days I just don't feel well. Some days my blood pressure up, down, lightheaded, vomiting. It's a lot that comes with it. It's very much so life changing. So it's good to have people with you, people to talk to, hobbies. For me, my kids is my biggest inspiration. They keep me fighting, keep going. And I do have my days where I get down or I may cry a little, but I have to suck it up because life is still going on and it's going to continue to go on until either I get a kidney transplant or something better comes along. So yeah, there are a couple of things that I ignored, like swelling of the leg and the ankles, frequent urination, fatigue, lower back pains. It's
Mm.
a lot, and
So
and
so
those
let me
are
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question real quick. When you had a lot of signs of your kidney was failing, but you wasn't paying any attention, you're saying you wasn't listening to the signs of your body and it
right.
snuck up on you. So some of those signs was because you was urinating and different things like that, or you was very tired. Like what was the most
The most
um
the most thing for me was the back pains. I chopped that up because I'm a mail carrier, so that's a lot of physical work, a lot of bending, a
correct.
lot of standing, a lot of sitting. So I just chopped it up as I'm tired, I'm working. I was always tired, but I was working 14, 15 hours a day, getting only a
Right.
couple of hours of sleep. So I wasn't paying attention to it. I did used to drink a lot of water. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm just going to the restroom because I'm drinking a lot. But
Right. Could be.
that wasn't the case. That really wasn't the case. Those were major telltale signs of kidney functioning not properly.
Not properly. Okay. What was
Hmm
some of the other things that's besides your kidney that could have gave you those signs besides like the back pain and stuff like that? Well, like did you have like
Um,
skin rashes or like what was some
I
of the
didn't
other
have
signs?
any skin rashes, but itchy skin is one of the sign as
Hmm.
well. Itchy skin, fatigue, um, foamy urination is like when you use the restroom and like your urine is bubbly. That's a major sign that something is
Hmm.
going on with your kidneys. Poor appetite. If you know you normally eat 10 hot wings, but you're only eating half of that, that's a
Right.
major sign because it causes you to lose your appetite as well.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. What would be some of the things that you would advise the listeners to kind of pay attention to? Like, say, for example, if they're a totally healthy person
Mhm.
who never thought that this would be something that they would have to endure, but they get up the next day, something they may got a little crank here, a little crank there. What would be the main thing that you would say, hey, listen, go to if you see this, go to the doctor.
Definitely lower back pain. And check your blood pressure. You know, if your blood pressure is always high, that's a major lead to kidney failure as well. High blood pressure.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I 100% agree with that. I deal with some things myself, and excuse me, that's just one of the things that I fight and
Hmm.
I try to keep my kidneys clean and I try to keep my liver clean, my pancreas. I try to take my vitamins, yeah, and just restoring those minerals. Like for me,
Right.
those are yeah, kind of some of the things that help me. And with that kidney failure, once you were sick, you found out you were sick. What kind of took place after that? Like the timeline that took place after that, how long did it take for you to recover and get better? Like, what are some of the things you had to go through?
Um, to recover, I'm still recovering, to be honest with you, because every day, like I said, it's a different battle because every day is not the same. Um, I actually had to get on dialysis, which helps my kidneys clean out my blood and clean out, filter out, all the
Mm-hmm.
bacteria or, impurities out of my body. And that's life changing because if you have to go in center, that's 3 days out of the week out of your schedule for hours at a time, depending on your case, because it is by case thing.
Case basis, yeah.
Everybody is not treated the same. Everybody doesn't have the same treatment because with me, it's just kidney failure. Some people
Right,
have other things like diabetes. Diabetes
right.
and kidney failure is like double trouble. So for me, it's different than some, but our battles and our stories are all different. It's not, you can't look at a person and say, oh, you got kidney failure, or you going to go through this because you don't know, because every day is something different.
Absolutely.
Um, and it's just getting used to cleaner eating, juicing for me. I have to watch my liquid intake. I can't drink a lot of liquid because my kidneys doesn't filter normal,
Mm-hmm.
so
Quick
that's
as
a lot of
everybody
fluid.
else's.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
so that's a lot of fluid buildup because I'm not urinating as much as you say you would do. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, right. I'm a normal
I have
person,
to
yeah.
watch my intake, and that's even from eating soup, eating fruits that contains water, as such as
Mm-hmm.
watermelon, ice. Like all of that plays a big role and a major role in my life, as well as a low sodium diet. Um,
Absolutely.
and I'm used to my fried chicken and them good old collard greens and stuff, but certain things
Mm-hmm.
I can't have anymore. Or if I
Mm-hmm.
do, I have to do it in moderation, which you've been eating a certain way all your life. It's hard to break those, but for your health, it's important that you do those things.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. We have what we called cultured bad habits. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
nothing I don't think it's nothing that's really passed down genetically. I was big on this. I think and God rest my mother's soul, I used to tell her all the time, I don't think nothing is passed down. I think we just got bad habits. And to be honest with you, studies show now, a lot of doctors say, and a lot of scientists and nutritionists state now, like if you change the way you eat and you change your habits, you don't have to have what your mother had, you don't have to have what your grandmother had, you don't have to deal with those type of things, but we ourselves, we do things in our everyday life that
right.
cause us to have these ailments. When sometimes you get it young, sometimes you get it up age, it's just all different situations and
Right.
scenarios where, yeah, like we've done things and we've taken a toll on our body through what we're doing. We're abusing ourselves literally out here.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we,
Exactly.
we are. And then we end up in these situations and now we have to unlearn
And
to
learn
relearn.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because
to
had
relearn.
I known the symptoms, just as simple as high blood pressure or being fatigued all the time, I probably would have had a chance not to reach the stage that I am, which is stage 5. There's 5 different stages. Stages one
What
through
is, hold
three.
on. So what, hold on. You're at, so it's different stages and you're at stage 5. So you went
Yes.
from 0 to 5 without really knowing in between that you was going through that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, tell us about the different stages.
Well, stages 1 through 3 is not necessarily as bad as 4 and 5. Stage 1 through 3 could be something as simple as an AKI, which is acute kidney injury,
Hmm.
which is reversible. Because that's when I first initially heard that there was something that could possibly be going wrong with my kidneys. That was in November of 2022.
Okay.
Um, which they diagnosed me with AKI, which I didn't have to go on dialysis. I didn't have to do anything. They would just like monitor, you know, my diet and drink plenty of water. In those stages, when you have AKI, water is your best friend at that point because your
Right.
kidneys is some way, somewhat halfway functioning and still can
Hmm.
purify you. So that also ibuprofens is not for us at all. Ibuprofen 800 is not for us.
Right.
Um, when in March of 2023, when I went to the hospital from November of 2022, I was, like I said, was having a lot of pain. So I was just taking 800s like they were Skittles. And she was like,
Mm.
it went so rapid to it ruptured my kidneys and destroyed my kidneys
Oh
to
my.
it got it to the stage 5.
Right.
um and I'm not gonna say I was being perfect and I was watching what I was eating and drinking, because I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't.
Correct.
Because from November to March, that's not enough time to unlearn the bad habits that I already had. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot to intake. Um, and during that period of time, like I said, I cold blue, and when I came out of that coma, it was like I was a brand new person. I had to learn how to walk, how to move, how to talk
Hmm.
for a minute because I was just writing stuff on paper because I couldn't talk. So it was like I became a new person and I started looking at things totally different than before.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. That's got to be tough. Getting a diagnosis like that and then not being able to really do nothing about it and not having a cure or
right.
anything like that. Yeah, that
Because there
has to
is
be
no cure
tough.
for no.
Yeah, that has to be tough because it is no cure for
The only
stage 5.
option I do have is dialysis or a kidney transplant, which getting on the transplant list is not easy as well. Like it's a lot.
Yeah, I
That's
can
a
I can just imagine that transition by itself of trying to get somebody to give you kidneys and being able to be
Mhm.
you got to be compatible, you got to have the same blood,
You gotta have
like
the
and
same blood. That person, unless you know they are deceased, has to be a healthy
healthy
person within their
100%.
self.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because you have to remember that this is not your kidney that you're getting, your body will naturally reject that kidney. So it'll
Mm-hmm.
be just like putting a kidney in your body for no reason.
Yeah. You know,
And then you have to take your antidepressant, what is it, antidepressant, don't quote me, but it's like 12 pills daily that you have to take when you do
for
get a
kidney
new kidney.
failure. Oh, when
Yes,
you do get it, and you'll be taking that for the rest of your life, though, right?
for the rest of your life. Like you
Yeah.
cannot miss a day
But that
because
those are
that new
vitamins.
kidney can fail.
Yeah, I heard there were vitamins though. I heard there was filled with minerals and vitamins because the new kidney you got is not yours. So
Right. So
because
your
it's not
body naturally
yours,
is trying to reject it.
trying to reject it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I recently saw on the TV where actually I seen it on TikTok first. Nene Leak's
Hmm.
son, he had a heart transplant. And
Yeah.
recently his heart just turned on him recently here. The
Yeah.
last couple of days. Yeah. Yeah. So you know what's crazy? He been with that heart by over a year or so. So when you said that, that made me think of Nene Leak's son. He had that
Yeah.
heart for a little short time, but friend, his
And
his
just as
heart is
hard.
all
Yeah.
yeah,
Disease. Yeah.
his heart is turning on him and it's been in him already, and that's crazy. So it's rejected him right now. And he's
Yeah.
had it over like about a year or so, I think.
Your body is
But
like,
I
wait a minute, this ain't mine. This don't belong to me. What DNA is
right.
this? And they be like, get out of here, you know?
Right. It's very imperative that we do the right thing when we do, if you
Right.
are getting anything transplanted, or even if it's just blood, a blood transfusion, you have to do the right thing because it's not yours. Your
Right.
body not necessarily compatible with that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what are some of the things you do now to try to keep you from getting any sicker? Like so basically because you don't have let me ask the question right. Because you're in stage 5 and you don't
Hmm.
have any your kidneys are now functioning through what
Dial it.
kind of dialysis, right? So now you're functioning through dialysis. Without the dialysis, they can't get the toxins out, right? What do
Right.
you do? Yeah, what do you do at home in your own time to try to keep that down?
Um, well, basically watch what I eat. It's a list of things that I cannot eat, like salt, a lot of foods with high phosphorus, a lot of stuff with I can't eat oranges, like the calcium.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also have to put the minerals and things that my body need back in because every other day they're filtering it out. So
Correct.
it's like I have to find that balance, between the things that I do eat. Um, I do have to eat a lot of food with a lot of protein because protein is a major thing to keep us going. Keeping low phosphorus because if my phosphorus get too high, that eats away at your bones. And
Mm-hmm.
it too much phosphorus will clog up your arteries and it won't allow the blood to flow through your body and it could cause you to, die. So watching and monitoring what I eat,
Mm.
monitoring what I drink,
Mm-hmm.
um, and staying active. Even though some days I am tired, but you do need to stay active and healthy and move around, even though you may not feel so well.
Amen. 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 That is a moving, a body in motion stays in motion. That is true.
Right, right.
That
If
is
you
true.
don't use it,
Yeah,
you'll
I
lose
was
it. So yeah.
wondering. Yeah, I was wondering. I know I've seen and I met a few people who deal with dialysis and
Hmm.
stuff like that, and they struggle with some of the things. Everybody have their own way of doing it, and I think they got
Right,
two or three different treatments of how you can get that done. But the goal is to come off the dialysis and get the transplant. That's the
right,
goal
right. That's the goal.
because
That
either
is
way
the
it
goal
go.
for some of us. Um, Also, it is also based upon that you and your doctor, your nephrologist, can determine what treatment is better for you. Because, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I don't have diabetes, so
Mm-hmm.
a treatment for a person with diabetes may look a little different,
Mm-hmm.
and is different from my treatment.
Correct. Correct.
And age does play a major role as well in even
Yeah.
finding a donor and your treatment as well.
Yeah.
Because
So so basically when you find a donor, if you're like up in say mid 30s, early 40s, you need somebody younger, preferably, right?
not necessarily just as long as is their kidneys is healthy for you.
Healthy.
When I
Hmm.
say age play a major role, somebody 60 versus somebody 30 can withstand the surgery for
The
the
head,
kidney.
yep. The head, yep. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a
Yeah.
fact. I remember seeing something on TV, like a show or something one day, and I think the daughter was giving the kidney to the mama, and the mama,
Hmm.
the daughter was, fortunate to be healthy enough, and the
Right.
mama was praying and thinking like, oh my God, I won't be able to. She had been through so much just trying to get a kidney, and
Right.
finally her daughter, yeah, her daughter was able to be old
And
enough
the
and strong enough to give it
misconception,
to her.
right, and the misconception of it all is people ask, well, nobody in your family can do it, because that it doesn't mean that somebody in your family blood is compatible, their
Correct.
situation is compatible. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Correct.
'Cause this is
You're
a
100%.
major internal organ you're talking about here.
Mhm.
You
A
can't go
hundred
buy this on
percent.
Amazon. Mm.
100%. And listen, this is not for sale at down the street in the freezer.
At right.
Ex-
This is
Man,
not at your local flea market, okay?
they've been done made $1 million off us, and I mean
Right.
us, the ones with the melon skin. They've been there child,
Right.
no. Mm-mm.
Right.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay, that was gonna be my next question. Like what kind of doctor, if someone wanted to go and make sure their kidneys were good, what kind of doctor
You would
that they would
start with
have
your
to go see?
primary care doctor first, because
Mhm.
they can do it with simple urine. They can look through at your urine, because that's how they found out about mine, your urine.
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't have to be necessarily through blood. The
Okay.
blood work comes in when they trying to find out your levels and how clean your blood is, or your
Mhm.
GFP, and other things, other blood work that they need after they find out that it may be kidney failure or kidney injury.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So let me ask you this question. How have having to deal with all that at such a young age, how has that taken a toll on your mental health?
Some days it's unrealistic. Um, but then I think back, like, I've came from a very dark place, and it was by the grace of God that I'm here and I'm alive,
Mhm. Amen.
because
Amen.
it has been a long journey.
A
You've
long one.
watched my
Mhm.
journey. You was
Mhm.
concerned. The night before I went, me you was on the phone, and the next day I'm in the hospital.
Absolutely. 100%.
So
100%.
I've
Yeah.
cried to you some days
Mhm.
about it. I said it was unfair. Why is this happening to me?
Amen.
Um, what's going to happen with my kids? It's a lot, because I
How
didn't.
many kids do you have?
I have two kids, and
Mhm.
to be honest with you, my daughter is the one who found me unresponsive that day,
Mm,
and
mm,
she
mm,
was
mm.
only 11.
Oh, and I'm sure
So
that has
this is
taken a
major on
toll.
them as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's been a journey for all of us, not
Yeah,
just me.
and that's after just knowing the journey and being able to take a front seat to some of it. I That's the only thing I could think of is trials, triumphants, and resilience, because you got to be able to pull from somewhere to have
Right,
the wherewithal to want to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like it's tough, it's hard, and then trying to raise kids in the middle of all that, and
In the
them
middle of it,
kids,
right.
yeah, and them
And
kids
try
having to
to,
do right.
and as far as my mental, I really can't focus too much on on my own mental, because I have to worry about theirs as well, because that's a
Amen.
lot to go through as a 11 and 12-year old,
It
not
is.
knowing the outcome of your mom coming home or not.
Amen. Amen. You're right about that. And I think a lot of times we as adults, we sometimes get caught up in living and taking care of bills and taking care of kids that we forget to take care of ourselves, you know.
Right.
And we so busy working, and like, you know, even working at the post office, what you do as a letter carrier, that's strenuous. That's not a
Right.
everyday job where you can go in and sit down and be more relaxed. That's a lot
Right.
of work.
It's
It's
not.
strenuous work. Yeah, it takes a lot out of you, you know. And then on top of that, you using a lot of fluids. You're tired. You don't really have the time to spend with your kids. You're able to provide financially, but when you come looking to yourself, you haven't been to the doctor.
Right.
You haven't been to no doctor's appointments. Like that in itself, we have to take a step back and just
Right.
start taking time out for ourselves so we could catch these things early.
Early.
That's the
Right.
whole key here, to try and catch these things early right here. That way, even if we have something going on, we caught it early. So we
Right.
got a chance to, yeah, we got a better chance of fighting when we catch it early, you know. And that's just my what I got from it, of just
I would
watching you go
say every
through.
year when you go and get your physical, make sure they check your kidneys as well. Make sure you request it.
Absolutely. Pee in a cup. I agree. Tell them you want to
Right.
make sure you pee it in that cup and getting with your just do what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna say for my own self and my own experience, be adamant about talking to these doctors. You
Right.
know, let them know that you
They can't
educating
help you if you
yourself.
don't help them.
Yes, let them know. Let them know what's going on. Be very honest, be open, be adamant. If that doctor's not giving you what you want, go to another
Find
doctor.
someone else.
Find somebody else. Ask for a second opinion, because I'm telling you, some of these doctors, and I'm not saying like is I'm telling you from this melon skin what I've experienced. Some of them are biased. I'm not
Exactly.
going to say they're necessarily racist, but they are biased. They live off stereotypical things in their mind.
Right.
Yeah, they do. And sometimes they go with just science, and it takes more than science to heal the body. It takes
Right.
more, in my opinion, it takes more than science to heal the body. Somebody else can probably use science, but I've survived off being holistic and using natural things of the earth,
Right.
and I've also had to use a lot of science every now and then too.
Right.
Like yeah, like you were saying, ibuprofens. Like I have to take something for pain or something.
Hmm.
So sometimes I'll take one, but I don't take them like back to back to back, stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
No, I don't do that because
They
I
don't
know
really
they're
explain to you the
powerful.
side effects of using some of
Mhm.
this medication.
Yeah, and they're powerful. These medications are strong. These JAK inhibitors that they're prescribing people, if you
Mhm.
go really do the research on those JAK inhibitors and what they're supposed to do and the things they're doing to the nervous system, you wondering why you can't calm your nerves. It's all this
Right.
damn medicine. Yeah, it's
Or your
all the
livers or
medicine
your
on your
kidneys or your
liver or your
lungs.
kidney. Yep. Yep.
It's a lot.
Yep. So yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. I do want to have more to what we're talking about as far as like just getting the early signs of that kidney failure. I think I want to do a part two to what we're doing tonight and just elaborate a little more on the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? So that'll give you some time to see how much you want to share with us, because there's a
Right.
lot of people out here that's going through some stuff, you know, and they're dealing with things, and they do have these symptoms. And some people are
Right.
actually in the crust of they're actually in the crust of whatever they're diagnosed with, whether it's kidney failure, whether it's something going on with their kidneys. But any organ issue, when you're dealing with any organ issue, you got to fight in front of you. You got to
Right.
fight in front of you, because these our organs keeps our body vitalized, and that's
Right.
why it's so important to have good circulation and different things like that. I use myself a lot of hawthorn. I use a lot of spices, because spices keep me wide open, you know. And I know with kidney
And the
failure,
crazy thing is it's a lot of fruit and vegetables that helps with these major organs. Cucumbers, of course, cranberries.
yeah,
Um,
yep, yep. Yeah, they
what
do.
else?
But the doctor's not going to tell you that. The doctor's going to
Of
tell
course
you,
not. Why would
he's
they?
going to tell you to take this or take that. That's why I said that I want to do a second part to this. And I do want to invite the listeners in on some of the juice and tips that I want to have for them. And I don't have them written down tonight, so I don't want to talk about them tonight. But I do want to be able to share those juice and tips with them. And then whatever else you're implementing to keep yourself good, I want you to be able to share it with them too. And we'll come back and give them the other side of it, of how you really gonna have to
Right.
take care of yourself before you get this diagnosis. That's before the
Right.
diagnosis comes, not when they get there. That's before the
Before,
diagnosis
right.
come.
We trying to
Yeah, yeah,
prevent it. Right.
yeah. But it's a lot of people with kidney failure because of
Because there's not a lot
diabetes.
of
There are a lot
kidneys
of
out here to be getting, okay?
no, it's not. And they're in kidney failure because they have other things that's sending them in kidney failure. You got
Right.
that people that are diabetic going into kidney failure. Why? You know why they're going to kidney failure? Because whatever they're doing and not eating right, it's tearing their
Right.
kidneys up as well. Yeah,
Right.
as well. So we just want to have something for them and open up and share a little bit more with them. I don't have them written down tonight, so I don't have
Okay.
anything to kind of like give them tonight. But next our next segment of this, I want to be able to share with the people, exactly how, yeah, how to prevent from getting to that place, because now you're in a place where you got to take these vitamins, you got to take this medicine. You're in stage 5, like every day is like, like, okay, I can know I got to do this, I know I got to do that. And
Every day
that
is
in
like
itself
rolling
got
the
to be
dice.
tough. Yeah, every day is rolling the dice for you, and I know that got to be tough. I know that got to be tough just to think about, and having kids on top of that.
Right.
So yeah, so we just want to be a vessel to the other people to try to tell them that what we've been through and share with them, some of the and implement some of the things that could help them out to keep it from getting into that place, because it's not a good place to be, especially when you don't have a support system. Oh my
Right.
God. The worst thing to do, I just posted on one of my social medias earlier, is to be going through and not have nobody to pick up the phone and call, you know. Yep.
Right.
And that's what we're here for. That's why I started this show just to give the people a space, they can come and offload and be able to pick up some things and take them on their journey. Yeah, because if I or myself had something to somebody, or if we found that person or people who could
Right.
have helped us on our way, maybe some of the things that we've experienced we could have
You
prevented,
would feel so lonely.
Yeah, yeah, you could have prevented. But and at the same time, when you're chosen to do a thing, God take us through. He
Right.
take us through things. Yeah, He does. He does. I do want to thank you for sharing a little bit of your journey with us. And then closing, I want to talk about. I got 3 questions for you at the end, but I don't want to ask those questions yet. I want to
Okay.
do my what we call a truth be told moment. So I like to have a laughter moment, and usually around this area right here, when I have my box out, I'll have my
Hmm.
applauses and all that going. So you'll hear that
Hmm.
once I actually do the editing. I'm
Okay.
gonna put all that in. Yeah, so I want you to be able to tell them, you know what I'm saying, like just a little bit about like truth be told. I know what we talked about earlier, and this mental health. That's why I asked you that mental health question.
Right.
Truth be told, as far as mental health, some of the things that we're dealing with now, right now, in this moment, give me a truth be told.
Truth be told, be careful how you treat people and talk to people because it may be the end of your unfortunate demise.
Amen. Amen. People are fragile.
Right.
People are
And you
very
don't know what they're
fragile.
going through. One wrong word or one wrong gesture could just set them
Hmm.
off. You never know. You
Yes,
don't know
true.
what somebody's
Yeah,
going through.
and that's the truth. That's the truth. You don't know what's the last ticker for somebody else. So, truth be told, be mindful and be kind.
Right.
Be mindful and be kind. I agree. And be mindful how you treat people. I don't care if you work
Hmm.
with them. I don't care if they're your mate. I don't care if it's your children. Be mindful how you treat people.
Right.
Because you never know. You're right about that, friend. I had to give you 100 points for that. And then now I got 3 questions to close, and I just want to ask you what's kind of near and dear and personal to me. My first question I want to ask you, what was what is one of the things you would have done differently before the diagnosis?
Pay more attention to my body and what it was really trying to tell me.
Exactly. So what would have been one of the things that you would have done differently if you would know, if you know then what you know now? What would be one of the second most things that you would have done differently once you got that first warning that your kidneys was in trouble?
I would have definitely changed the way I was eating. Definitely.
You think that
Definitely.
between that first hospital stay and that actual stage 5, you think that it could have been a reversal somewhere up in there if you would have changed something?
Yes, because I was just at AKI, which is an injury, which if I would have changed some of my eating habits and not take so many ibuprofens, I don't believe
Mm-hmm.
I would have been here because they didn't start me on anything. They didn't even give me any medication at that time.
Okay. So how did you? So you just went and got ibuprofen?
Right. Well, I was already prescribed ibuprofen 800s for pain. Um, but I think I took like the whole bottle within like 2 weeks. The whole bottle of 30 in like 2 weeks. Cause I was
Oh my.
taking two at a time. Right.
Oh no, you can't. Oh yeah, you was exercising. You're right. Oh my. Okay,
Right.
and the third question would be if you could have one person with you on this journey that you know that you need, that they love you, and that they care enough to comfort you on this journey, who would it be?
I can't say one, I have to say two. That will be my kids because I live for them. I fight for them.
Amen. 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 So both of the kids. That's good.
Hmm.
That's good. So through it all, I could say from what you told me that that fight and that resilience came from the fact that you got those two kids.
Yeah.
Because
Because
had you
to
been by
be honest
yourself,
with
you wouldn't
you,
have fought like that.
no, because the whole time I was in a coma, I was really dreaming. And at the end of every dream, I was like, where are my kids? Where are
Right.
they?
Right. And in our second section of this, I want to get more into that time you spent in that coma. And I want to elaborate a little bit more on some other different things too. So kind of give the people a little
Hmm.
different insight. So we're gonna have a
Hmm.
second session to this, and that way and have some more information for the people so they'll be able to look, go to the doctor. Go to
Right.
the doctor. Go to your
Right.
primary care physician. I don't care. Go to your OBGYN. I go to anybody. Piss in a cup.
Right.
Go get some blood work done. Making sure
Exactly.
you're taking care of yourself. Making sure you're taking these steps to get that done. If you need a nephrologist, if you already know you got some kidney stuff going on, then do what you need to do to take care of that. Because the
Right.
thing is, we already can't control what's happening in the environment we're in. Where it's like when you go outside, you're full of anxiety, stress. Your body is stressed. The food we eating is
Right.
genetically modified. We're not active enough when it comes down to being able to take those hours and two
Right.
outside and being able to do a workout or get you some sun and vitamin D. We
Right.
have to take time to take care of ourselves and self-care.
Ourselves.
We have
Correct.
to, yes. And it'll take more than one segment to unravel it, it'll take
Right.
more than one segment to, because there's so much to uncover. It's so many places that you could go with it, so I
Right.
do want to take our next segment, yes, and take care of that and be able to share with them of different ways. And even with my juicing, a lot of times, kidneys that people and diabetic people who's dealing with that can't really juice and have all that sweet fruit. So it's important to add
Right.
vegetables and add some of the base of the fruits. You don't want to get anything that's so sweet like a kiwi all the time or strawberries all the time. You
Right.
want to be able to go get your sour sops or to be able to go get you some peaches, pears, plums, passion fruits. These are other
Sarsaparilla.
things that do have, yeah, they have sugar in it, but not as much.
Because you'd be
You want to stay
surprised of
away
how
from,
many things have sugar in it
you
and
will be
phosphorus.
surprised. And phosphorus, you want to stay away from eating grapes all the time, friend. Grapes is something that's very, very sweet. It's very, very sweet
Mhm.
yeah, for even a diabetic or a person who's in kidney failure. So those things are some pointers that I want to discuss with the listeners. And I think having that conversation will be a good one to have, especially dealing with kidney failure.
Right.
Especially dealing with kidney failure. So many people are dealing with their kidneys right now. We got so many Black people that are diabetic right now.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and then what's sending them into diabetes is the genetically modified food.
Right.
Like I went to the doctor and my blood levels was crazy and my piss. And I was just like, look, hold on. And I'm telling you, I'm
Right.
authentic and raw. I'm
Right.
authentic and raw. I'm talking to the fans and the listeners. Hey, you know how I get down. Look, this is the truth.
Right.
And I wasn't with none of that. I instantly changed everything. You hear me? I
Right.
wasn't with none of that
Right.
because I know where I came from and I fought too hard, And I
Right.
know, and I love my mom. I love my grandmother. My grandmother died at 80. She didn't have any cancer or nothing, but she died of multiple sclerosis.
But
But at
food
the
is not
same
like
time,
it used
my
to be back in the days either.
it is not. It is not. I don't want to be stuck somewhere because of food. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I don't want to be. Yeah, I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be me.
Right.
So I want to be able to come back and be able to share with them on the next one. We will have something planned, something probably like August and September. We'll get together
Okay.
and we'll do something for that second section. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing because we're gonna have a little bit more information. But
Right.
yes, that was definitely bold of you to be able to open up and share with the people about your own situation, your own health, and I appreciate you for that because everybody not strong enough to do it.
Right.
It's important. I feel like it's important we share our journey with others so it can help them on their journey. That's
Right.
why I do this. Yes, yes, yes. Because somebody dealing with something right now, don't know what's going on, and hopefully they
Right.
take a listen to what we're talking about, take a look at the show, and they be able to go check themselves out, and
Right.
see what it is that's going on with them. All right. So give our
Right.
listeners something. I like to have the guests give our listeners something to leave with them before they leave the show. So if you had to give our listeners something in a short, small statement, what would you tell them about you?
About me.
Yeah, just what do you want them to know about you,
Um.
or about your story, about your journey?
Um. My journey is something that I wasn't sure that I would be able to share today, because imagine being a free spirit person to now you hooked up to machines 3 days out the week. That's a hard and tough pill to swallow. But first and foremost, I love myself. I love the person that I have become.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it took me to go through this to become who I am today.
That was good. Yeah, that's good. And sometimes it does.
Right.
Tragedy and adversity brings out the best in us. Well, I just want to thank you for sharing your story with Echoes of Life podcast listeners.
You're
I'm gonna
welcome.
get this verse. Yes, I'm gonna get it edited and we're gonna get it uploaded. We're gonna plan that second segment, and we it's not gonna be too
Definitely.
far off. We're in July now. We're at the end of the month, so let's plan something for probably like the end of August, early part of September, or right before that Labor Day
Okay.
come in. Yeah, before that Labor Day come in.
Right,
Because
because holidays are hard for
holidays are
people.
tough.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
holidays are tough.
you
Holidays are
want to
tough.
eat the food, you want to drink the
Correct.
drink. Lord.
Yeah, and you really can't do that because you know it's gonna probably make you sick. Most of the time,
Right.
people do get sick around holidays because we people who deal with illness, include
Overindulge.
myself, yeah, we overindulge because we don't get a chance to indulge. So
Right.
I have to watch some of the things that I eat because of the RA for sure. I have to stay on top of that and juicing. But thank you guys for listening. Tune in, tune in. We will have this uploaded in the next couple of days. In the second segment, where Yoshi will be soon. We're talking about kidney failure and just how to keep yourself together and trying to prevent people from going actually into that kidney failure. We'll be able to give you some of the pointers and some of the things that I've experienced myself, not being in kidney failure, just experiences just dealing with health and keeping
Right.
myself healthy. And with Yoshi, she's actually experienced kidney failure. She's been in a coma. She's been through a lot of it all. So if you're catching the end of the show, go back to the beginning of the show, hear Yoshi's story so you can understand the journey. And we'll see you guys on the second segment. Thank you, thank you, thank you
Bye.
for liking, subscribing. See